Okay, everybody, it is time to do some street signs. Let's say, for example, I'm wanting to do a stop sign right here. Need to start off with a vertical line because it is sitting on a pole, after all. Make sure that your ruler is lined up to the bottom of the paper. It needs to be perfectly straight. Now, this sign I am going to make facing us. So, what you'll do is you need two horizontal lines. A stop sign is octagonal, which means it's not like any of the other shapes that we've made so far. Okay, now this is where things are going to get a little bit confusing and complicated and tricky. For this, you might need to just kind of fake it. Ooh, these edges here will be perfectly horizontal. It looks a little awkward. If I were spending a little bit more time on it, I'd be able to get it. Okay, and then since this is facing you, the words would be just exactly as they are. But I'm sure you guys' handwriting is a lot better than mine. It would be a lot more in the center than that is. That looks terrible. Looks like someone's graffiti spray painted that on there. We'll ignore that for now. So doing it back into perspective. Let's say that this is facing this direction. It's going to be a little bit different. So, again, I start off with a vertical line. And now, my horizontal lines that were across the top are going to need to be in perspective. I'm actually going to extend this out a little ways because the things that I'm going to make will fit into this location. Now, where's the top part of it? Let's say maybe it goes to there. Okay, so now I need to find the middle of this. Let's see, how wide is this from my vertical line on up? Where is it? Right there. Okay. Finding the middle of that stop sign. There we go. Now I am doing this for a reason. Just give me a moment here. Okay. So, remember we have some horizontal edges. Let's go ahead and put those in. Now these horizontal edges will be perfectly on either edge right here. And actually, here's something else we need to do. Extend this line to the top so we know where the center part is. All right, here we go. There's the side edge of my stop sign, the flat edge on this side. Bring it on down. There is the other edge. So now what I'm going to do, I need to establish how far the top of this goes. And then it needs to be the same on the top and bottom. So I'll just make a mark and make a mark down here. Whoops, down here. Shame on me. I'll make a mark here and down here so that I know where those are. Okay, so from here, where the top of this edge, I'm basically connecting the dots here now. Now I erase out the lines that I do not need. This is a solid object after all. I'll erase the lines that are on the inside. And there we have, created by a very, very complicated process, a stop sign in perspective. Now the letters on the stop sign will also be in perspective. So let's lightly create an area for them to sit into. They gotta fit. Okay, so now let's draw some horizontal lines. We need 3 horizontal lines since we have 4 letters. 1. Oh no. 2. 3. This is going to be a tight fit here. So the top of our S needs to be going back into perspective. Let me make sure and double check on that. Awful. Okay, there's the S. Now the T, a vertical line. And the top of the T will go E, back into perspective. Now the O, as long as it is narrow and skinny, you should be okay. And then the P, this is getting terribly hard to see. And then the top of that will go back into perspective. And so will the bottom. And then you'll have to find a way to somehow get your lines out of here without ruining everything that you've just made. There he is. He looks like he could use some help. I'll probably try to help him out a little bit, but that is the general idea on how to create one of these signs. Now that is pretty much for any sign. If you have just like, I don't know, what all shape are street signs? There's some of them that are shaped like triangles. The bottom of the triangle would go back into perspective if it were on this side. Any sort of rectangular signs would pretty well be self-explanatory. It would look and function just like one of our buildings. And so on and so forth. Alrighty.